EasyStock for the finished product is the RTS system for organising the movement of materials in the warehouse and the automation of loads to be dispatched. As we know, the tendency to reduce batches and the shortening of service time make dispatch management critical, and it becomes a basic element for improving competitiveness. In this context, the following problems can be encountered: imprecise knowledge of availability, non-homogeneous stocking practices which often make it difficult to trace goods, loading trucks takes too long, this can become a real bottleneck for dispatch, checking the load to ensure that it is complete and accurate, and rapid and precise delivery note generation. EasyStock, through the use of the PC on board the forklift, makes suggestions and controls the movement of goods. It becomes a real director for the forklift driver. In practice, what happens is, each pallet arrives from production, already correctly identified by its own label. The system is able to suggest the best location for stocking according to the settings chosen, that is, in function of the destination and the load programming. The load function also allows the operator to check that the product has been packaged correctly. All the movement operations are traced through the warehouse map. Taking advantage of the load programming system, EasyStock in the shipping phase guides the forklift driver in the operation of loading the truck, optimizing the route and checking the accuracy and sequence of the load. Any errors are immediately highlighted on the monitor on board the forklift. The load closing function sends data directly to the management system. At this point, the delivery note issue becomes almost automatic. Let's look at a practical demonstration of how EasyStock for the finished product supplies all the indications of support to the operator directly on the PC on board the forklift. First, let's see the user interface. The screen allows us to manage the following features: storage and dispatch. The storage phase takes place when the finished product comes out of the production machine and needs to be deposited in the warehouse. In order to carry out this operation, the forklift driver proceeds by reading the pallet label and by reading the barcode. After scanning, the system immediately relates the information from RTS relating to packaging so that the operator can check the accuracy on the pallet. This helps to avoid incorrect packaging and therefore inefficiencies due to repackaging or incorrect shipments to clients. At this stage, the procedure proposes the areas in the warehouse where the pallet should be taken, on the basis of expected storage logistics, for example, the same order, the same client. Furthermore, the system highlights if the order is already expected on a load for dispatch in real time. In this case, the operator has all the indications regarding where to actually take the pallet, to the loading bay or to the warehouse in the location suggested by the system. At this stage, the storage phase is finished. Let's move on to the dispatch phase. The list of shipments appears on the PC on board the forklift, already programmed on the RTS system with the relevant orders. The operator chooses what they decide to carry out, selecting with the appropriate key. At this stage, the screen changes, hiding the list of loads still to be finished. And so, more space is available for the information required to support the forklift driver in the phase of collecting pallets from the warehouse. In particular, indications relating to the following are displayed: the vehicle the goods are to be loaded onto, and the list of orders to be loaded, with the expected and actual quantities expressed both in number of items and in pallets. It is necessary to underline the importance of the indication of the locations in the warehouse where all pallets from each order can be found. This is fundamental for minimizing the time required to look for and check that all expected pallets have been loaded. What can happen otherwise is that the operator realizes only after finishing loading to have mistakenly left one or more pallets behind, but at that point the vehicle may already have left. Another important point is regarding the fact that when we read a pallet, the procedure informs us in real time if the pallet is among those for the load in progress or not. During loading of the vehicle, the procedure updates the number of pallets loaded, and the state of loading can also be viewed. In this phase, a red icon appears if the pallet loaded on the vehicle is not one of those scheduled for that load, or if the quantity loaded is less than that required. A green icon appears when the order and quantity loaded correspond to the required values. A blue icon appears if the correct order has been loaded but the quantity is greater than that required. When loading is finished, the operation is confirmed with the appropriate key and the list of pallets loaded will be automatically transmitted to the RTS system, so generating the relevant delivery note automatically. Therefore, we can summarise the advantages which the EasyStock system for the finished product offers in terms of efficiency, highlighting increase in productivity in the logistics department, reduction in loading times, reduction in distance travelled in the warehouse, elimination or extreme reduction of errors, greater interchangeability of operators, elimination of paper for information exchange between departments, and rapid return on investments. We have spoken about improving efficiency, but let's not forget the advantages that can be obtained in terms of effectiveness, such as complete traceability of pallets, elimination of searches by trial and error, and maximum speed in carrying out inventories. The operator reads the suggestions and the orders given to him via the terminal and goes to deposit the pallet loads in the warehouse at the suggested location. The location that is suggested by the system is the one that guarantees the maximum saving in movement of the forklifts and makes traceability easier. It will then be traced to the order that is issued by the person organising the loads and therefore the packing list. The packing list is electronic and is sent automatically by the RTS system. This basically shows on screen all the errors that can be committed, both quantity and type of product loaded. Operationally, the ongoing state of the activity report is highlighted with an X if there are errors made. The benefits we obtain from the EasyStock system are to do both with the efficiency and effectiveness of the logistics process. For example, the reduction of time picking the load, reduction of the handling, elimination or reduction of errors, interchangeability and reduction of operators, rapid return on investment, and the traceability of products and pallet loads, as well as the elimination of searches.